Catherine Timpf, columnist for the National Review, and Leslie Marshall, a syndicated radio talk show host. Both are Fox News contributors. Great to see you both here today.
Good to see you, Shannon.
Okay, so let's talk about some more of these numbers. There's a Gallup poll of millennials that talks about who they could see as being a good or great president. 27% for Hillary Clinton, 12% for Trump. Does that sound like, Kat, that they are sold on either one of these options?
Well, I'm really shocked after Hillary Clinton's Pokemon go to the polls, Joe.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Can't believe that didn't bring more millennials in. No, because I think a lot of them outreach she's had to millennials has seemed a little superficial. Obama did a really good job of going out and appearing on these shows and getting kind of the lingo, and she's trying to do the same thing. She's not really that good at it, and that's okay. You don't have to act like a millennial, like she's trying to be a millennial and a grandma and all these things. Say what you're going to do for us. Don't try to, it almost feels patronizing to see her doing this or see her on this show and acting like she's just one of us. You're not. You've been in politics forever, and you have no idea what it's like for us at all.
But the dancing on the Ellen show, Leslie, I mean, that really was a tide turner there. No, it would be like me going to do it. It's super awkward. Okay, so one of the things that she has talked about and that Bernie Sanders talked about, and they tried to kind of work out a deal essentially on, was this idea of tuition-free or debt-free college. And there's some differences, basically, on the phraseology you're using there. But, the estimates put it at $350 to $500 billion it would cost over 10 years, this plan that she wants. And we still don't know how she's going to pay for it, but it's obviously sounds good to some, people who are either in college or out with a lot of student loan debt.
Well, we have to look at the numbers, and right now the millennials, they're beating, Gen X, they're beating baby boomers in numbers. One, are they going to come out to vote? And not just Bernie supporters, who 3 out of 4 are going to support her, but what about those strongholds have 3 issues that are most important to them. 1 is they're very pro-gun control. 2 is they want the wealthy taxed, and 3 is they want tuition-free college. They want to have some kind of a break regarding loans or not have to pay back their loans. So this is essential that she and Bernie stand side by side on this issue, because those voters that will not let go and may not come out or may vote for a Johnson or Stein, that's one of their top 3 issues.
But first of all, everybody, of course, it's easy to say everybody wants the wealthy to be taxed. And when you look at how much they, the top 1% pay with respect to everybody else when it comes to taxes in this country, it's not like they're not paying taxes. I mean, by some estimates, they pay 30, 40, 50% of taxes. But it's a line, Kat, that seems to work with this group.
Absolutely, but people aren't necessarily thinking that because Bernie said it, that Hillary's saying it. She's still connected to Goldman Sachs. There's still those speeches that everyone wants to know what they are. So it's not necessarily like he's going to be able to help her. I think that for some reason people just say, oh, free things, free things, free things. But with her, they don't really trust her as much, which is really funny because she really can't be progressive enough. She seems almost too conservative for a lot of these voters, these Bernie voters. And they're mad about the DNC leaks thing, too. They're taking that personally. Have you seen these Bernie supporters? I mean, they were like, Bernie, like, even if he died, they'd be like, a system's rigged, he could still win this thing.
Exactly. And I met and interviewed, as you guys probably did too, many of them at the DNC convention when this leak was coming out, and they were furious. Let's talk about a little bit more of the primary results and how he did with her. Wisconsin, for example, 56% to her 43. In Maine, again, 64 to 35%. These are not close at all. Minnesota, 61 to 38%. So along with being totally ticked off at the DNC leak, Leslie, going into the convention, many of them felt like he and his ideas and their ideas that they supported weren't really fully integrated into the platform in the way they thought it was. They told me they were furious over Tim Kaine as the VP pick. They wanted someone way more progressive. And some of these guys said they were so mad they were going to vote for Trump.
I don't think they're going to, simply because they are so liberal and she's too conservative and Trump is more conservative than her. 1. There are 2 polls, two post.
She's more hawkish.
There are 2 post-debate polls, and she did very strongly in the first debate, and there are 2 more to come. One in the state of Florida on a state level, and PPP on a national level, that showed 63% of millennials thought that she won, and 47% said they are more willing and open-minded to voting for her. Now, that doesn't say they will vote for her, but I think after debates 2 and 3, if she is as strong as the debate 1, you're going to see that. And historically, when people go to vote, and there's an independent, even when it was Ralph Nader, with Johnson and Stein, even though some people will vote for those individuals, there are some people that just know, oh, wait a minute, my vote really isn't going to count if I do this. And those historically go to a Democrat.
Well, there's thinking she's better than Trump, and then there's also getting up off the couch, go vote for her, especially when you're all brokenhearted over your Bernie.
Brushing off the cheesy puff crumbs. I mean, we all find ourselves there sometimes, but turnout is going to be everything for these 2 camps when it comes down to it. All right, great to see you both. Thanks for coming in today.